Всем привет! Продолжаем. Так, мы снова около особняка. Нас закинули. Отправляемся сюда. Но сначала можно заглянуть и вот сюда.
Landscapes and portraits. Find the one that your house is lacking. My goods will brighten up your house.
Это же все наше! Ладно, возьмем. Это потом. Так, оно не двигается. Ну ладно.
Enjoy your purchase. You'll never find such magnificent. Make your garden cozier with our goods. Just take a look. My goods will brighten up your house. You always know where to find me.
Ну ладно, это потом все. Больше тут ничего? Ну ладно. Теперь у меня подозрение, кстати, что это не слон убил хозяина. А кто-то другой. А как войти? Не хотят меня впускать. Я же не женщина.
May I ask you something?
That's a question I can answer.
Серьезно? Обалдеть. Югу. А, это нам еще найти надо будет. В дневнике. Так.
Bloodied bandages. Has someone been hurt?
Where would a champion hide a key?
В наградах. Ну, думаю, награды в кабинете. Кстати, написано, что Шерлок боится воды. Поэтому в воду лучше не попадать. О, господи, я никак не могу насмотреться. Ну давай уже. А,
The champion's whirlpool. Pool's bread and butter.
так, то есть он уже 3 года как минимум чемпион.
A foghorn to navigate and warn others at sea.
You should have a warning to cover your ears. We can become pirates and show them what should be stored in here.
Так, где краска? Что? Да, без того, чтобы прикрепить, и ничего не сделаешь. Что это означает? Много гвоздей? Что он что-то прибивал тут? Хм.
I hope Paul is more skilled at yachting than he is at hiding keys.
Так, здесь ничего больше точно не... Нам же книжку надо найти еще.
To earn big, you have to spend big. Old betting slips. Paul always bets on Whirlpool. One victory after another. Additional earnings to sweeten the victory. An interesting place for a message to a champion.
А там было написано.
Mr. Gilden wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty.
Так. И, возможно, тут будет только два убийцы.
An
Теоретически.
expensive set of tools for woodwork. An amateur wouldn't know how to use these.
Возможный либо слон, либо этот чел. Ух, нет. Он кидался дротиком в слона.
A box full of darts. Each has a needle and can be loaded with drugs.
Или скорее в него.
Shipbuilding, shipwright's tricks, sail weaving.
Так, что там мне попалось? Ничего не соединяется.
Bloodied bandages.
Так, нет, тут ничего. Где книжка? Она должна быть тут где-то. Что насчет таблич? В смысле, насчет записки? Что я должна с ней делать?
Undeniably psychotropes. Not for toothache, I think.
Хм.
A typical tea tin. I wonder what he has for biscuits.
И чё-то их тут прям вообще дофига. Вон она. Yes.
Sails of hatred. I suppose there is something for everyone, including champions.
Who knew archaeology could be so exciting?
Exciting is certainly a word.
Хотя тут у нас еще Свифт есть. 3 подозреваемых. Так, ладно.
Hands off my possessions before you lose your fingers. Are you illiterate? The rules are written everywhere.
Ah, Mr. Perks, the cabin boy himself.
Champion, you mean? I was right. You are illiterate. I think a couple of shiners might teach you. One last chance. Who are you?
I'm Sherlock Holmes, a friend of our mutual acquaintance, Miss Imogen.
Look, you artichoke. Imogen has no friends. Except for me.
If you
Окей.
must try to insult people, it's better to know the meanings of the words that you're using.
You fancy you could teach a sailor to swear? Go ahead. Show me how inventive you are.
Stand still for a moment.
Постойте, я вас понаблюдаю. What? Когда она упал? И в любом случае не раскрывать тайну. Так. Ну, мы уже знаем, что как бы тут не очень чисто все. Соответственно, это.
So, a woman wishes to become a real criminal, and smuggling is a stepping stone towards that? Is there not enough prestige in yachting? Or is it easier to compete with other fools like yourself? Everyone has a starting pistol, just shoot and run.
Don't say a word. I don't know where you're getting half of this nonsense, but you're on some thin ice here that I'm willing to crack.
Damn you, Paul. I'm sick of... Who's this peacock? Does he know who I am?
I definitely know who you are not. You're not a dictionary reader, at least. I wanted to see how you... pals interact with each other in your natural
Fuck.
habitat. But I'm afraid I have to interfere.
No. Ай, чё мне? Окей, минус один. А!
It won't work this way.
Да я не на ту кнопку хотела нажать.
I couldn't miss the party.
О, тут хотя бы не так много.
Dodge this! I'm coming for you.
No more
Ладно,
crime
у
for
меня
you
опять
until next month.
проблемы с управлением. Блин!
Snuff's ready.
Too simple.
Чё, еще кто-то что ли? Shit. О, фак, no. Да блин, тут надо было обязательно простоять.
Can open.
А! Эй, я что с ним буду делать?
Time to knock.
No more crime for you
А чё
until
с
next
тобой?
month. Too simple.
Give him the pepper snuff.
Да и чё, издеваетесь еще что ли? А! Да блин.
I'm coming for you.
Don't cry, you'll live.
Can overcome the brute now.
Don't bother.
А, кто стреляет?
You've lost.
Я вообще мимо попала. Как он выжил?
Don't cry.
The snuff's ready.
Ну,
And there's no reward for risking our lives.
Paul's explanation will suffice.
сюжетные полегче драки. Все-таки интересно, мы были правы или нет? Ну, были же доказательства, так ведь? Поговорить? Так, ну тут вроде все. Или нет? Нет? Или он туда зашел? Вот ты где.
Your fellow mariners have a strange way of showing hospitality.
They were not my friends.
Are you sure? I would rather risk my neck for someone who's at least honest and thankful.
Perhaps then don't enter someone's life and be so judgmental, pretending you're better than they are.
Then give me your perspective and allow me to see through your eyes. What were you doing this morning, Miss Perks?
Don't call me that. I'm a champion. I was sailing.
The other club members told me that you missed the race this morning. Do champions not need to practice?
You've talked with them already. No, I wasn't racing. I visited the doctor after that attack on me. And then I had to honor the deal with the bandits you just took care of.
I tried to tell you before, but your partners interrupted. Have you heard the news? Theodore Gilden is dead. Do you have anything to say?
Well, what a shock. To me, he was an angry old ogre. Good riddance. Was it Goliath that killed him? Did it crush him? Break his bones? Come on, tell me. I want all the details.
You have an unusual way of showing grief. Imogen wouldn't appreciate that. But yes, the animal could have been involved.
It's poetic in a way, isn't it? It takes a beast to kill a monster. I wish I could have been that elephant.
This business of yours, you should be more careful. Ruining your life at such a young age is ridiculous.
I am careful. Except for you, no one has noticed where I store the smuggled goods. If the police arrive, there's no link to me. It's common storage, not exclusively mine.
You smuggle illicit psychotropes on your yacht. Not a delivery for the hospital, I'm sure.
Of course not. I've had to cut corners to earn some money. How might a person afford to pay for a yacht in an honest way? I don't know, although I'm smart. The buyers are my customers. Adults who are willing to pay for their pleasure, or weapons for jewels. Whatever they want me to deliver. Nothing criminal.
Well, it's your lucky day. I'm not here because of smuggling. Have you tasted this tea yourself?
I wouldn't have been a champion if I had used it. It's just a side business that keeps my career afloat. It's quite expensive to compete in yachting. Sometimes I cut corners.
Such as fixing whirlpool yourself?
Exactly. And sometimes I just have to pay. That's how I earn money. I don't sell slaves or take the last mangear from a poor family.
Так.
A charming picture. I've heard that champions do often pose with their trophy.
Cheeky. It is a lovely trophy, though. I'm sure you will agree.
What is it that you like most about her? Her naivety? Her father's money?
A somewhat difficult choice. Especially now that her father is out of the equation.
It seems as though Theodore Gilden hung a sword of Damocles over your life and career. Were these only words, or something more serious?
Check my forearm. Pulled muscles and bruises. Small cuts. Nothing that you could call serious.
I doubt that a man in his late 50s could wrestle you.
It wasn't him. He behaved like a rat and hired brutes. His boys tried to lock my hands behind my back, but I was faster and I escaped.
Was he so protective of his daughter, or was it your feminine secret that provoked him?
My guess is that he was protecting his property. As he saw it, he owned Imogen, and he treated her like a piece of furniture. He didn't want his daughter to be loved by anyone. What's more painful is that Theodore didn't allow me to love his daughter. Typical.
I'm not sure that your relationship with Imogen could be described as typical.
Are you afraid of a woman in trousers? Now that's typical of men.
Look what I found. A box full of darts.
Hey, that's mine.
I confiscated it. These darts appear to be filled with something. Poison? How powerful is it?
It's strychnine. Enough to instantly kill a small rodent. I haven't tried it on a human. Yet. I hope you know what you're doing.
Could it immobilize a larger animal, say, an elephant?
I've never tried, but I have wondered.
С этими я там не поговорила.
Does this knife seem familiar? I didn't find it in your competitor's back, to be clear.
This knife is as blunt as your humor. It's a bosun's knife, but it's not mine. I wouldn't be so careless as to mislay my tools.
Окей. В данном случае я верю. Про это что им скажешь?
Imogen doesn't strike me as an industrious young lady, so I find it strange that she was busy packing up all her belongings when Mr. Gilden... That's some favorable wind in your sails, isn't it?
Is it so suspicious that a couple might embark on a trip? I wanted to thank her, so we planned to go traveling. A Theodore-free place, without elephants.
The timing of it is suspicious, however. Your lady friend becomes an orphan and heir, and there's a planned trip directly afterwards.
An improvised romantic dinner will never please a spoilt girl. A planned voyage might. It's not spur of the moment.
Ну, можно еще в это, конечно, сказать.
I don't know what this means.
Окей.
I have to leave you for a moment. Don't sail too far away.
Так, еще с кем-то поговорите. С кем? еще нету лика? Чего вы от меня хотите? Почему здесь не закончено? Так, ну учитывая, что тут карта показана. Наверное, нам надо выйти и сходить. Куда там?
May I ask you something?
Excuse me? What? I'm not sure I know.
Чего то сидели так?
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Excuse me? What? I'm not sure I know.
С кем тогда говорить? Заглянем в ратушу. Может здесь будет... Ой, опять проскочила. Вот это вот. Ой, слишком много людей.
Lost, sir?
Да
Not
я
at
еще
all, I'm
шагу
right
не
where I need to be.
вступил.
I'm Sherlock Holmes, by the way.
Ursula Only, the chief archivist. How can I help you exactly?
I need to take a look at the history of Cordona and its islanders to retrieve some, hopefully, useful information.
Your brother Mycroft told me that you were direct, and now that we've met, I can see that is true.
Someone in our family has to balance the evasive nature of my brother. Well, may I use the city archives?
You may, of course, but in return, perhaps dinner?
That's a high price to pay for looking at your archives.
I was teasing you. Pay no attention to me.
Она выглядит прям точно так же, как выглядит та женщина в архивах редакции. Только темнее. Куда идти-то?
I'll be right here.
Так. Кто он? Предприниматель? Даты не было. Так, старый город. И что это? Правовые бумаги?
With your love for archives, you would have made the perfect bureaucrat.
М. Так, что теперь? Возвращаемся. Девчонки сначала еще сходим. Поговорим еще. Так, во-первых, вот это.
These bags of yours, it looks as if you've packed your entire room. Were you planning on going some?
My partner and I, we wanted a change, a fresh start abroad. But now I have to stay here. Here, an orphan.
Это считается? Если я скажу ей, она знает вообще, что это женщина?
Have you seen what your father sent to...
This is despicable. My father was never a gentleman, but this crosses the line. I knew that father wasn't fond of Paul, but this is just awful. If only he could have seen how good Paulie is to me.
Are you aware that Paul smuggles drugs for a dangerous gang?
Mr. Holmes, I've already told you. I call him a pirate in play. He's not an actual pirate. He's a champion and a brave gentleman, not a thug.
Let us agree to disagree on that. But don't be surprised if one of his clients knocks on your door.
Если я скажу вот это.
I've nothing to say about this.
Окей.
And, which part of the elephant is in here? It's quite pungent.
Oh, that. It's elephant sweat.
Я...
Father believed that it might replace traditional ambergris.
Well, that's true entrepreneur spirit.
Ну что еще?
I'm afraid I can't add anything useful.
Okay. And what about this?
I've nothing to say about this.
Ну ладно.
I have to leave you for now.
О, все улики найдены. Отлично. Все-таки вот это-то что? С кем надо говорить? Теперь она никуда не поедет, она сказала. Окей. Так, где там? Старый город, Базаро, Тарно-стрит. Она круговая. Вот. Блин, мне тут долго бегать. Тут нету мест телепорта. Что это? Что? Памятник какой-то? Моя тут молится и плачет. Место. А туда попасть. Где оно?
We found the treasure. You and I make a good team.
Yep. А как теперь?
From day to night, Aiden stands there, recruiting non-rebellious workers for the dig.
Что надо нажимать? Я забыла. Да блин.
From day to night, Aiden stands there, recruiting non-rebellious workers for the dig.
Нет. Право. Того, кто набирает рабочих. Вот оно как работает. Так. Ага, туда. Итак, нам надо где-то переодеться. Где нам переодеваться? А у меня уже нет ничего. Надо идти покупать. Блин, надо хоть найти где-нибудь тут. Телепорт.
Salty breeze, old ruins, dusty roads. Do you recall clambering over these walls as a child?
Perhaps. Did we find something at the top?
Блин.
Ah, it was an old skull. What What a lucky find for a pair of young adventurers.
It was easier to climb these walls back then. Not merely because we're older, but because the ruins are too. Of course. You said we needed to bury him. Do you remember where?
Oh, one would think burying a human skull would stick in the mind, but somehow... no.
An old man was standing here as we passed.
Oh yes, I remember his face as we flew by with a skull in our hands.
He looked as shocked as our grisly companion.
Nothing ever bothers an old Ottoman backgammon player.
This wasn't the right place for a funeral. We were looking for somewhere more appropriate.
Funny, nowadays you love putting men behind bars.
You're a fellow of infinite jest, aren't you? The water level was higher back then.
I remember swimming through this mire while trying not to breathe in the horrible odour.
This is where we buried it. It seems that with time, our friend has emerged once more. The skull is ancient. Its likeliest owner was one of the Knights Hospitaller who died during the siege of the fortress. I remember now, you said this skull was my father's.
A child's imagination is a powerful tool. You needed this. A burial process of your own. A ritual so you could begin to grieve.
Here hung those lips that I have kissed, I know not how oft. I felt so alone back then, John. Uncertain. Abandoned by my father.
I know.
The skull wasn't his, though it may as well have been. In the earth, all of us look alike. But putting this man to rest, it did help.
I'm glad, Sherry.
I find myself rather tempted to keep it. If not for sentimental value, then it's archaeological merit.
Так вот.
You're being an eyesore. No entry for you.
Что тебе не нравится? Я рабочий. Ну, fucking shit. What? Он другой встал?
You're being an eyesore. No entry for you. You're being an eyesore. No entry for you.
Слышь ты меня вообще достал.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
You and I are the economic foundation of this island. We should help each other. But I don't know what you are talking about.
Could you help me?
I like you, friend, but I can't help you.
Time to check your who, what, and what, Sherry. Who are you asking? About what, and dressed as what?
Смотрите, на рынке в западной части? Фак. Опять я все это время делала не то, что надо.
The market square, beating heart of the old city.
I wonder if they still sell that heavenly Turkish delight around the corner.
Окей, нам нужен чел со шрамом. Ага.
Sir, kind sir, might I steal your attention?
I'm not buying.
Ah, that is the thing. You won't waste a single mangir. I am a digger, you see, and I have heard of a dig site so deep it clogs your ears. I want to be there.
Why are you telling me this?
I have heard of a man recruiting for such a dig. A man with a scar, such as the one that you're hiding. And your boots are dirty with the deep clay I am so familiar with. Oh, I hope it wasn't too rude of me to point that out.
You have a good eye. And you just want to dig? Dig deep and that's it? What's the catch? Are you in desperate need of money?
Oh, there is no catch, sir. I won't even ask for advance pay. Just give me a shovel and I'll dig a hole like you've never seen.
Huh. Is that so? Well, I have to ask you an important question first. Would you be fine working for Brits?
I am all for them.
Well, you say that, but can you prove it?
Окей. Чай все любят.
I'll sing you a very special song. God save our gracious queen.
Or people here will make you their queen.
I can also speak in limericks.
Please don't. You might be a little bit weak in the head, but a natural born digger with a keen eye is what we need. Take this permission slip and go to this address. The guard will let you in and check with the professor once you're there.
Где?
Come, decorate your... Merhaba. It's a good day for a purchase. Don't hurry, we can bargain.
Окей,
Nice
как-нибудь.
affordable clothes. Step right up.
Come, decorate your house.
Ну, нельзя было раньше это найти.
I remember the monument, Cordona's legendary pirate, the Robin Hood of the place. Do you recall it, John?
I do. I wonder if... What is that? I know I'm standing very still, but I'm not the statue you're meant to look at.
Karim of the Silver Hand, the pirate with a golden heart. I told you I remembered him.
Hey Sherlock, I'm up here. Guess what I've found? A riddle, and it's about a treasure. Listen to this.
What? John, you've surpassed yourself.
Okay.
Come on, Sherry. This is just like the old days. Sherlock and John on a pirate's treasure adventure.
Давай сначала на раскопки сходим.
Stop loitering and get inside.
Наконец-то. Окей, посмотрим, что тут за раскопки.
Newcomer, talk to the professor first. He's the old fellow with the glasses and the plans.
Джон, это ты.
Let me warm my bones here.
Straw dolls. Eerie, but effective for a scene recreation.
Oh, I want one of these. Or two.
Oilcloth. Won't fade and waterproof. Enough here to make 10 sails and more.
Что это нам дало? Так, Тит. Лев и меч. Вид, меч и щит.
Where's the fire in your eyes? Where's the smile? I am sick and tired of seeing apathy among the new workers.
Sir, believe me, I do have the spark. I want to start work straight away. It's as important to me as it is to you.
Ah, that's the spirit. I'm on the verge of a great discovery.
Ха. По-моему, очень странно будет, если я сразу буду его спрашивать. Ладно,
I am
давай.
ready to work.
Splendid. Do you know what I am working on?
Не знаю.
Archaeological treasure. You're hoping to find something priceless, something that will change our history.
Bravo, young man. I couldn't have said it better myself. It's true. We're looking for Vitus Lemonius's tomb.
I'll help you. That is my goal as a worker.
Good. Listen to me carefully, then. I hate repeating myself. I am Professor Swift. We have 3 rules here. Don't touch anything, always return the tools, and don't distract me unless you find something.
Sounds simple enough. Are you the only one in charge here, Mr. Swift?
Yes, I am the only one and no one else. You hear anything other than that, it's a lie. People of your kind can have difficulty understanding who's in charge. Take a minute, memorize my face, and then get to work.
Oh, I will definitely take a closer look to memorize my superior.
Может, он много ползает по земле на коленях. Может, это ты там упал? Скорее вот это я бы сказал.
I wish I could be as passionate about something as you are, Mr. Swift. You value knowledge and dedication over everything else.
It's a long road, young man. A sharp eye and attention to detail are the only stepping stones along this path. You have to sacrifice everything you love for the larger prize.
Exactly. So much in life is superficial. I wish more people would understand.
I never heard a truer word, lad. Folk will ignore what truly matters in life, and for what? Convenience.
Bold words indeed. I doubt that many scientists would be willing to support their bragging with fieldwork.
The academic world is full of restrictions. Our honorable professors are too afraid to dirty their hands. God forbid if they have a stain on their shirt. You can follow in my footsteps. You can start learning by returning to work. Show me what you can find. Don't touch anything here. Get back to work.
Дротики?
This reminds me of my father's room. A plan for this whole operation. This might prove useful. I'll note it down.
Так, ладно, видимо, надо дождаться, пока он отсюда уйдет.
Swift lost his temper when he learned what happened to the statue.
О-о-о. Так, это уже вид. А, нет, это Тит. Шлем в виде головы льва.
Quite daunting to see how deep the dig is.
Yes.
Sharpest pickaxe. A guilty pleasure of the real archaeologist. Missing your Laura, Mr. Swift?
Hey, a word about the trilogy.
Right then, you literary expert, what was so important about these books? Or do you simply need some kindling?
It's inspirational. I have a plan. Are you listening?
I wish I wasn't, but I am.
So, we catch a monkey, a langur, for example, then we extract some blood from it.
What? What?
It will make us forever young, Sherry. Page 127 of the second book.
Oh, I am so done with this.
No, wait. Then how about we make a wax statue?
I've stopped listening, John.
Ah, nice.
Did the Romans live in amphoras? I see nothing else here. Working and living by the sea. What a dream.
Somehow the text remains legible. Let's see if I remember my Latin. A sickle for harvesting. The ancient Romans honored the seasons. A goddess? A mother? Someone's wife? There were 4 statues here originally.
I wonder what the 3 other statues look like.
I see now. Mr. Swift didn't realize the significance of the statues.
Wait. Так, Эвра. На восток. Блин, я как это запомню всё? женщина с серпом. Рядом вид. Значит, потом... Где? Рядом вид, потом тит и зефир. Мы ничего не можем посмотреть? Ну ладно. Так, а я вижу вообще только один постамент. 1, 2. 3. Где 4? Ладно, Джон, твой выход. Так, а как тогда смотришь, что между? Так, ты здесь. Так, лев идет ближе к берегу. Там берег, там берег.
You're not even trying.
Что?
Concentrate.
Почему не смотрят в одно место? Так, берег это восток. Я должна не туда смотреть? А, не крутится. Окей, это так. А эти куда смотрят?
It seems everything's in place. Now, let's see what this has to tell us.
Ничего. Что где щелкнула? А, вот.
is your discovery, Mr. Swift? Hey, look at this.
What have you found? Don't let anyone touch anything there. Eureka! I found you, my friend.
Ah, okay.
A box of darts. Handy against rodents of all kinds.
Trying to take over my research, are you? I come here to pick up my diary, and I find you snooping around. Explain yourself.
Mr. Swift, if that were true, I would have been on my way to the newspaper. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I didn't have a chance to introduce myself properly.
Outrageous! You deceived me, sir. What is the reason for your being here? Who sent you, Mr. Holmes?
Theodore Gilden's premature death brought me here.
Theodore is dead? How can that be possible?
I'm thinking of all the possibilities, and I'm not crossing out anyone who might have been involved. Even his elephant. The land you're excavating belongs to Mr. Gilden, does it not?
Did I hear an accusation? I have nothing to hide. You can ask me whatever nonsense you've prepared as a token of my diminishing respect towards you.
Very well, Mr. Swift. I appreciate your cooperation. When was the last time you saw Mr. Gilden?
A couple of days ago. We discussed the site. I believe in the tomb and its secrets. Theodore's patience was stretched, however. He was already inventing new projects. It wasn't a long conversation. I suppose that his daughter will inherit everything now, along with all of the eccentricities and problems.
And not forgetting Goliath.
Eccentricities and problems, Mr. Holmes. One of many.
Were you at the site this morning?
Affirmative. This project is taking a lot of my time, as you see. I spend more time underground than on the surface.
When did you learn about Theodore's death?
Just now. You just told me.
And you aren't surprised, shocked? I won't tell anyone if you shed a tear or two. Weren't you partners, after all?
We were. And it is a real shame. But I've seen too many deaths in my life, Mr. Holmes, for the news to truly shake me. Will you allow me to return to my research? Or are you insisting on remaining an obstacle?
Oh, I haven't even started yet.
Oh,
You have a weakness for nostalgia? Or, rather, do you use it to record a list of enemies?
Young man, you need to check your moral compass. Reading another person's diary is a sin in every culture that I can think of.
But you aren't answering the question.
You've already read it. Why bother? I simply record my life to keep my memory clean from misinterpretation. Letters and pages don't lie.
But the writer of the text can. With this book, you attempted to plan an attack on the elephant?
Your insinuations are out of place. Goliath is a frightening animal. All I wished to do was to understand the creature. As any scientist would do, I researched, analyzed, and drew conclusions.
And what conclusion did you draw?
That Theodore Gilden made the animal miserable. He couldn't provide the proper environment for the beast. My interest in the subject ended there.
What's with this box of darts? Is it for a scientific argument?
A little darker than that. Rather for killing the kind of rodents that might nibble a nose or a toe in your sleep.
Let's just say I have to protect myself against a larger animal, such as an elephant. Might it be enough to stop it, make it faint?
If I were you, I wouldn't bank on it.
Remember one of the rules? It seems that you didn't return a tool. Is this knife...
Do I look like a fellow who carries a knife? I don't need it.
There are plenty of uses for it on the site, and outside of it.
I have other people to cut ropes for me, Mr. Holmes.
А как чай тогда?
Moving on.
Did this plan cause a rift in your business relationship with Theodore Guild?
Nothing like that. Admittedly, we didn't share a common vision of what is more important, the past or the future. In my opinion, we can't build a future without knowing the past.
So you wanted to save the tomb of Vitus here, or perhaps your control over the research?
Only the knowledge that rightly belongs to humankind, nothing less and nothing more.
Окей. Я знаю. Вон, так как он опасен, он унюхал этот пот. Он почему-то его разозлил. И он убежал. Но кто был снаружи?
I forgot I left some stones unturned. I have to...
Ну, блин, еще не все, что ли? Что мне делать с вот этим? Дичь. Бесполезно. Так, и тут еще не все, да? О чем он еще может рассказать?
Moving on. See man.
Gildan's elephant is quite an unusual addition to Cordona's fauna. What is your scientific opinion on?
No matter how much Theodore loved it, it still remained a wild animal trapped inside a stone pen. Goliath needs savannas, fields, lakes.
I'm sure that Goliath did not have a plan to kill his owner to head to the savannas. What do you think?
No, animals don't kill in a typical sense. I can only presume that it tried to protect itself from captivity, from Theodore. It was a gilded cage that was predestined to break. Moving on. Moving on.
I forgot I left some stones unturned. I have to...
Ключевые. Что дальше-то? До сих пор осталось это. Это, по-моему, здесь не работает.
Moving on.
Да.
Have you seen this person before? The one beside Imogen Guild?
No, but he's with Imogen, so I suppose that he's a friend of hers. That girl always has her head in the clouds. I could have said Theodore was different, but that wouldn't have been entirely true.
Away with the fairies, was he?
That's one way of putting it. Either way, I don't know much about Imogen's life or her friends. The type of elite that pretends to be educated.
Все?
I forgot I...
Еще не все.
As far as I can tell, you're a man of
Обалдеть, и
the
это
academic
тоже.
world, so this book about Nabe and Laura is just an empirical study?
What? That nonsense? I'd prefer to lose my eyesight than read such trash.
So, you know nothing about it?
I know nothing. I wish I'd never heard of it in the first place, this caricature of science.
Do I hear traces of envy? You're still relatively young that you might find your own Laura.
Perhaps I envy Nabe, for I cannot simply blow people up for distracting me. That's all. You happy now? Wonderful.
Your partner had a very specific attitude towards the things he treasured. Was this habitual for...
That would have been too much even for him. Don't get me wrong, he had a harsh temper. Like a true businessman, he was ready to burn his competitors to the ground.
But threatening someone physically would have been something new even for him, am I correct?
Absolutely. Besides, I had never seen him this angry. The fellow who received the letter must have been extremely alarmed.
А кто тогда?
I'm a busy man. I've nothing to add.
Ключевые найдены и хватит на этом тогда. Я не знаю, что дальше делать. На этом на сегодня все. Благодарю за просмотр. Всем счастливо. Продолжение следует.